Okay, so like I said earlier, we're going to be using more tools in the shop. Now, doing a canister, one of the easiest ways to do things, the best ways to form them, is compressing all four sides at the same time. You can do that with a hammer. Most people do it with a hydraulic press. This is one that I built several years ago. This is my Big Red Beast. She's pushing about 36 tons right now. It's funny if you watch it carefully, when we're squeezing and releasing, this whole thing kind of buckles in and out. But she's worked really, really well for a long, long time. Here's an example of what we're going to start off with our squaring dies. And this is simply just angle iron that I welded up into a couple layers. So that way, when we get our can up to heat, we can put it right in there. And that'll compress all four sides at the same time, making this a much easier process to cleanly weld all these together. Now, that being said, you do not have to have hydraulic press. That just makes your life easier. I've seen people make these same sort of dies for power hammers. You can use them on a trip hammer. The air hammers are very popular right now. It's going to come down, smack on it, but you are still hitting all four sides at the same time. That also being said, you can hand hammer them. I've done it in the past. I know quite a few people that do. Usually if you're going to do that though, best thing you could do is use a smaller can, like a 1-inch can, and just be quick. You know, tap them down just like forging Damascus regularly. You don't have to wail on it like a monster. Just solid, even blows, overlap your blows. I'd suggest doing short cans, but you can still forge that by hand, and you'll end up with smaller pieces. And if you need bigger amount of steel, you just flatten those out, stack them up like a laminate, and forge weld those together by hand. So you can make yourself a large canister. You just might have to laminate it or such as that, just to build up the amount of steel you have. It all depends on what you're doing. A lot of folks that are not doing anything but handwork aren't making gigantic blades, so it's usually not a big deal. But you can do it by hand. You can do it with a hammer. But what I've been doing for years, and what I like to do since I do large quantities of stuff, is use a hydraulic press.